Hi guys, this is Stan. Welcome to my February TBR. Yes, it is already the second monthly TBR of 2025. This TBR is going to be a fun one because I have a selection of exciting fantasy books, a new release, a hype book from last year around winter, and then a special project for Valentine's Day. Yes, you hear it right, Valentine's Day. And if you know me well or if you have followed me long enough, you know there's gonna be a book from a subscription. Honestly, I look so forward to start my February books, so without further ado, shall we dive into my February TBR? If you remember from my 2025 reading plan, I would like to finish 4 books in a month, so here you will see, of course, 4 books. I think it is a good number for me, especially in this month. I have some really thick books, so I hope I can finish them in time. By the way, by the end of the video, I will try to predict my ratings for all the books that I'm going to read in February. So in a way, it is a test for myself to see if I know my books well, or maybe is there any surprise or even a disappointment. And how are we going to find out the answer? Of course, we need to wait for the wrap-up video, which probably gonna be up in early March. An exciting idea, right? To begin with my February TBR, I have a book from a subscription which is also a series I need to continue. I have To Green Angel Tower Part 1 by Ted Williams, which is also the 3rd book of the Memory, Sorrow and Thorn series. I received this stunning copy, of course, from the Broken Binding Fantasy subscription. My original plan was to clear this kind of subscription books as soon as I got them. They will usually be on my next month TBR after I receive them. But I was just so busy around Christmas and this plan was totally disrupted, like the train in Britain. They are awful. So now the wait is 1 more month. I need to wait 2 months before diving into all these beautiful books. But never mind, subscription book is always on my priority list. I want to clear them as soon as possible. I don't want them to just sit on my shelf and then I get a new one every month. If you haven't heard about it before, Memory, Sorrow and Thorn is a very classic epic fantasy which centers the battle between the good and the evil. The key to this conflict is a kitchen boy in a castle who is called Simon, who then later flee the castle and slowly realize his position in this conflict. After finishing the 2nd book, I get more invested in the story. We are not just following the journey of Simon alone. There are other very interesting plots from the side characters. They are aware of the dangers from the evil force and they want to find any help possible. All of this just makes the whole story more entertaining because we are looking at this world from different angles, from different perspectives, not just from the mind of Simon, who was as clueless as the readers. After all of the hardship our characters have gone through, and then we are aware that evil forces are coming as well. So I can't wait to see how our characters gonna gather and fight. My expectation is significantly higher after finishing the 2nd book. The next book I have is for a special project in February. If you remember last year, I did a special video for Valentine's Day. In that video, I read my very first romantic book, which was House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, the 1st book of the Crescent City trilogy. I had fun, honestly, making that video. It was my very first time to try out this subgenre, and it was a decent book. When I first came across romantasy, I thought it's gonna be just about romance or just sex. But the Crescent City, the 1st book, got more depth to it. There was a very interesting plot, character growth, intricate world building as well as mystery, and of course enough spice to carry through. Seeing Valentine's Day is coming again and I have not completed this series yet, I was thinking, why not keep on reading it? I hope I didn't set myself up. So here I have the 2nd book of this series, which is House of Sky and Breath. If you haven't heard about this series before, which I doubt because it was such a very popular romantic series. It is an urban fantasy which is so different already, and it was about Bryce, who was a half-fae, and then her life turned upside down after the death of her very close friend. This series explores her journey of uncovering dark conspiracies, forming deep alliances, and discovering her strength. So in the second book, Bryce would navigate this political intrigue but also balance her life after what happened in the last book. Like in the first book, I hope there would be romance, there would be actions, and some unexpected twists in this one. The first book was quite well written and in a sense quite complete, so I am curious about what this book gonna bring. I am just slightly worried here because I have heard not just one but some people saying that this series is going downhill since this book. This book is thick as well, so I hope it's gonna worth my time. So if you want to find out will I like this second book, or if you need a companion for Valentine's Day, you can look forward to my special project. It will be up on exactly Valentine's Day. After two series that are from the past, from before, I finally have a new release of 2025. It is by an author that I have heard about but never tried, and I have Grave Empire by Richard Swan. It is the first book of a brand new grimdark fantasy series, The Great Silence. The synopsis of this book sounds quite problematic already. In this book, the Empire of the Wolf struggled really badly. There was a plague, there was a war they were losing, and even a monk pointing all of this to an ancient prophecy that marks the end of the day, the Great Silence. The responsibility lies on the shoulders of a character called Renata Rayner, an ambassador who will seek the answer from those who still practice the arcane art. This series would explore the cost of powers and the sacrifice that need to be made to preserve order. It is a story of betrayal, ambition, and war, combining elements of military fantasy with moral dilemma and intricate world building. Just by looking at the synopsis, I don't think there will be any absolute hero or villain in this story. I haven't really read this kind of story much, a grimdark fantasy with very complex characters, so I do look forward to read this one and get to know this author more. By the way, I am thinking where to get this copy. I know that the Broken Binding and Gospel are both doing a special edition. I had a look earlier and they both kept the original cover. No one do a redesigned one yet. Then I searched the spec for the Gospel one. It is cheaper, which is the most important thing, and the stencil edge looks quite cool, but it looks like it is just taken from the cover, but it is numbered and signed. If I pay a bit more for the Broken Binding one, I think the stencil edge is a bit underwhelming compared to the Gospel one. This one is also signed but not numbered. But the art from this one is just so stunning. Honestly, I love the style of Jeff Brown, which you can't find with the Gospel one. So I am a bit torn between these two editions. They both look great and I think I need your help here. You can share which edition you do prefer more and I might end up getting it. The last book on this TBR is barely a new release because it was published in November last year. I have The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Jeong, and I got this edition from February November at the box. This is a cozy fantasy that is sort of hyped because quite a lot of people are talking about it basically. This book is about Tao, an immigrant fortune teller who would travel to different villages and offer insights about things that happen in your day. But one day her ordinary journey took a turn. Tao was involved in the search of a missing child with a group of characters. And in here, Tao had to confront her past, why she is so afraid and reluctant to tell significant fortune, and must decide whether to risk everything to preserve this newfound family that she never anticipated having. Cozy fantasy is not really my usual go-to, but this book seems to pack with elements that I'm gonna like character development and family and friends. So I am kind of looking forward to pick this one up. And I mean, you can tell this book is spot on, and I think it's going to be perfect to slip in between the two massive fantasy books I have in February. One last thing to do before ending this TBR video is to give all of my February books a predicted rating. We all need to wait till the February wrap-up video to find out if I am right or not. I am going to be bold here. I'm going to guess there's not gonna be any 5-star rate in February. The one close to 5-star, or like some people said, a high 4, is To Green Angel Tower Part 1 by Ted Williams. I have some expectation for this one, and I mean, it is part of the conclusion of a series. It is like the last book of the series. So it's going to be great, right? Then a standard 4 is Grave Empire by Richard Swan. I mean, he is a new author to me and I need to be nice to him. But also this one sounds like a really complicated story with complex characters. So I think it is going to be quite nice. To be honest, I don't think there's gonna be any 1-star or 2-star in this month because I don't think any of my books on this TBR are going to be that bad. So that leaves to only 3-star rating, and we have House of Earth and, why I always say House of Earth, House of Sky and Breath, and also The Teller of Small Fortune. I don't really have high expectation for The Crescent City. Like I said, many people are saying this series is going to go downhill from this book onward. And then The Teller of the Small Fortunes, I just feel like I don't see myself being very invested in this story, but I am eager to give it a try. To see if I am right or not, we just need to wait a month and let me finish these books first. So here are all the books I want to read in February. You can also share your February TBR down in the comment below, and I hope you will enjoy this little game of rating prediction. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel Fantasy so you won't miss anything from me. I'll see you all real soon. Goodbye.